China Daily, 29th of March 2024, China and India use military and diplomatic encounters to smooth complex issues. China is waging a full-scale conflict with the Indian subcontinent, aiming to divert India's attention in the north while simultaneously expanding its naval capabilities in the south. Following the most recent border consultation meeting in Beijing on Wednesday, commentators noted that China and India's repeated diplomatic and military encounters demonstrate both countries' unwillingness to settle border concerns amicably. On Thursday, the Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs, or WMCC, held its 29th meeting. A news release was issued separately by the Indian Ministry of External Affairs and the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs. According to the Chinese Foreign Ministry, both parties had an open and thorough discussion about the work ideas for the next phase. They positively assessed the progress in managing and controlling the situation in the China-India border area. Guranglal Das, Joint Secretary of India's Ministry of External Affairs East Asia Division, and Hong Liang, Director General of the Chinese Foreign Ministry's Department of Boundary and Oceanic Affairs, co-chaired the meeting. Representatives from the two countries' foreign affairs departments, defense, immigration, and other departments attended the conference. According to Hans Freddy, a professor in the political science department at Madras Christian College in Chennai, India, both sides are determined to resolve border disputes amicably and wish to prevent any escalation in the future, given the frequency with which they have met at the highest diplomatic levels. The Chinese ministry also stated that the two parties expressed satisfaction with the progress made in controlling the border situation and would work quickly to come to a mutually agreeable plan and encourage the transfer of the problem into a normalized phase of control and management. They decided to uphold peace and tranquility in the border regions, preserve communication via diplomatic and military channels, enhance the mechanism for negotiation and consultation, strictly adhere to the agreements and protocols already in place, and continue to build on the successes of earlier efforts. According to New Delhi's readout, the two sides thoroughly discussed how to accomplish total disengagement and settle the outstanding issues along the line of actual control, LAC, in the western sector of the India-China border areas. According to the Ministry of External Affairs of India, in the interim, both parties decided to communicate regularly via diplomatic and military channels and uphold peace and tranquility in the border areas in compliance with current bilateral agreements and protocols. Both nations evaluated the status along the LAC in the western sector of the India-China border areas during the most recent WMCC session, which took place in November of last year. At their 21st round of Corps Commander-level talks in February, two countries decided to turn the page on the border situation by continuing to communicate on current issues. According to R.S. Vasan, the director of the Chennai Center for China Studies, a think tank headed by a retired Indian naval commodore, both sides felt pressure to quickly settle all outstanding border concerns without delaying further talks. According to Vasan, all parties must work together to establish a deadline for achieving amicable status and making progress. Although settling the border problems will take time, General Shankar Roy Chowdhury, a former Chief of Army Staff of the Indian Army, stated that both parties should keep up these discussions. According to data from the China General Administration of Customs, trade between China and India increased by 15.8% yearly in the first 2 months of 2024, making it one of China's trading partners with the quickest growth rates. Ma Jia, chargé d'affaires at the Chinese Embassy in India, stated during a Chinese New Year carnival in New Delhi on February 6 that the relationship between China and India has exhibited a strong momentum of improvement over the last year. At the ceremony, Ma Jia expressed the expectation that the window for communication would expand, the platform for practical cooperation would grow, and the bridge for interpersonal contacts would be reconstructed.